Alright, video log 2 for Sergeant Charles Dyer. This part is the illegal kidnapping of my girlfriend's daughter, blatant comments by CPS against the Constitution. I believe this is part 5 of this one. The time on deck is 15/17, April 22nd. I believe I just got through going over the dry legal mumbo jumbo of what the state has to prove in order to take your child. And I've proved beyond a shadow of doubt with all of that we haven't violated any laws and they had no right to take our child. Beyond that, I also had video or taped audio conversation with DHS, and they said that there was no danger to the child, no imminent threat to the child whatsoever, no imminent risk. And that's very important because of the paperwork that they end up filing on us. Now, they, after this conversation, go to the DA, and the DA files a paper asking the court to give us a hearing to find the child deprived and let the state take the child. Now, that was filed by Brett T. Burns, the district attorney at Stevens County. He is no longer the district attorney now. Now it is Jason Hicks, but at the time it was Brett T. Burns. He has his own law offices in Anadarko now, Anadarko, Oklahoma. Now, these are the two reasons why he wanted to take the child from the home, away from her mother, devastating the child, devastating our family. The first reason: the mother, Amanda, is failing to protect the child from the threat of harm by continuing to allow the child to associate with Charles Dyer even after learning Mr. Dyer's propensity to sexually abuse children. And I went over that propensity to sexually abuse children in one of the previous videos. Number 2, the mother and Charles Dyer have failed to cooperate with a voluntary plan to ensure the safety of the child. Now, according to Oklahoma state law, number 2, failing to cooperate with a plan cannot be used as a reason to take the child alone. You must have other surrounding circumstances. So they have to fall back on 1. The mother is failing to protect the child from the threat of harm by continuing. So basically, she's allowing her daughter to associate with me. Last time I checked, there is no law against allowing somebody to associate with someone, unless I have been convicted of child molestation, which I have not. So, they have not a leg to stand on, and I have all these laws that I went through that totally prove our side. No way they can take our child. I'm ready to hit the court. So, we hit the courtroom October 13th. Let's see, I believe that's when it was. I believe it was October 13th. And we are ready to put on our case. Now, they don't allow me to come into the courtroom. They only allow Amanda to go in there alone, which that's fine because she's ready too. She goes into the courtroom, and all of the attorneys go into the back room with the judge. Her attorney comes out and says that the judge has already made his decision and that Amanda will sign a piece of paper saying that her daughter will never see me again, ever have any contact with me again. And that if he has to see the evidence that we are going to present to the court, he will automatically find her deprived and take her. So if we put on our case, they are going to automatically take her. She doesn't know what to do. So she says, no, I'm not signing anything right now. Hold on just a minute. And she goes out into the hallway and comes over to me, distraught, saying they're saying that if I don't sign this paperwork right now, saying that you can never have contact again, that they're just going to take my daughter. They're just going to take her. The judge said if he has to see any evidence today, that he'll find her deprived. Now, this judge is Judge Brent, I believe Brent Russell, out of Stevens County, Oklahoma, at the Stevens County Courthouse. If anybody wants his business phone number, it's easy to look up. Just look up Stevens County Courthouse. Please give him a call and let him know that what he did was BS. So, this was October 13th. This happened. We talked for just a minute, and then the judge comes out into the hallway. Now, nobody knows this is the judge. We hadn't seen him up to this point. So he comes out into the hallway, and he talks to our attorney off to the side, and I don't know who this is, and I'm straining, looking at our attorney, and I hear him say, "You have your client sign this right now, or we're going to go back into that courtroom, and I'm going to find her deprived, and we will take her today." And I'm just like appalled at what I'm hearing. And he turns around, he looks at me, and he says, "What are you looking at? You got some kind of problem?" I said, "What the hell are you looking at? You got some kind of problem? I didn't say shit to you." And he goes ballistic, yelling, saying that he's got nothing to do with this case, get him out of here, just going nuts. Obviously, I don't know who this guy is, but he is prejudiced against me. So, and I thought it was the DA actually at the time. So he walks away, they go back into the courtroom, and I asked the attorney, "Who in the hell was that?" And she said, "That's the judge." And I'm just like, oh hell. So they've got our balls now. I mean, what can we do? What can we do? Our child's going to be taken today, or the mother can agree to sign some paperwork saying that she can never see me again. So we have no choice. Our mother goes back into the courtroom and says, "Okay, I'll sign it." Now, she doesn't sign anything at this time. You know, I said, "Just go ahead, tell them you're going to sign that. We'll think of something. You know, we cannot let them take her today. We'll think of something." So she goes in, she signs that, we come back out. And I don't know how this can happen, that they did this. The attorney doesn't know how they did this. I can't figure out how they did this. They can't come to my house and take my car. They can't take my child, or excuse me, my house. They can't take any of my property without going in front of a court, having a hearing, and deciding that I'm not allowed to have that property, or the state should take that property. But if it's your child, all they have to do is just say, "I'm going to take her," without evidence, without proof, and tell you that if you are going to use your rights of due process, if you were going to actually try to use due process, we're just going to take that from you. It's like them coming to you and saying, "I want you to sign your car over to us, or we're going to take it. And if you even step in front of a court to say a reason why we shouldn't take your car, we're just going to take it." Tyranny much? Is this tyranny? Absolutely. This is tyranny. It does not get any more tyrannical than this. Unless, I guess, you're on a bread and water diet in a concrete hole somewhere, which that is not far from the truth now, I'm supposing. But anyway, so this is what they did to my family. So October 13th, I come home, and I'm distraught. And I write something as a blog, and I post it all over the internet. And you might want to see this. It's fairly interesting, I guess. It was just basically how I felt that night. It may take a few more minutes than what I have here to read it, so I will set that on part 6 of the next video.